You know that feeling, right? The lift at the train station is out of order again. Or that one street lamp on your block has been dark for weeks. Well, that's not just a random annoyance. It's actually a symptom of a much, much bigger problem in how our cities are managed. But what if we could fix these things before they even break? Let's dive into that.
Here's the core of it. A lot of our public institutions are basically governing in the dark. I mean, they're in charge of these massive, complex systems, everything from our water supply to our public transport, but they often have no real live picture of what's happening on the ground.
So, you have to ask, right? In this day and age with information everywhere, why are our cities flying blind? How is it possible that the people in charge are often the last to know when a critical piece of their own infrastructure has failed?
Well, it really boils down to these hurdles you see here. You've got people manually calling in problems, which is just inherently slow. You've got different city departments with their own computer systems that don't talk to each other, total silos. And honestly, there's just not enough money or people to constantly inspect everything. So you end up with all this data, but it's not turning into smart, fast decisions. And this isn't just some abstract headache for a city manager. Nope, this has real, tangible, and super frustrating impacts on all of our daily lives. Let's take a look at what governing in the dark really means for us.
So here it is in black and white. That broken lift, that's prolonged downtime. Those street lights you see blazing in the middle of the day, that's inefficient energy consumption. These aren't just fancy terms, they mean our tax money is being wasted, we're being inconvenienced, and our cities are constantly just trying to catch up instead of actually getting ahead.
But what if we could finally switch the lights on? It turns out there's a really powerful solution that completely flips this whole dynamic on its head, and it's called AIO, which stands for the Artificial Intelligence of Things.
Okay, so what is this AIoT thing? Put simply, it's about connecting our physical world, things like water pumps, traffic lights, and energy grids, to digital intelligence. It creates this one unified network where the infrastructure itself can report on its own health all the time, automatically. No more waiting for someone to notice that something's wrong.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. We go from the old way on the left, sending someone out once a month for an inspection and just reacting when things break, to the AIoT way on the right. Continuous monitoring, automated alerts. It allows us to be proactive. It's a difference between finding out a pipe burst after it floods the street versus getting an alert that the pressure is dropping so you can fix it before it ever bursts. Huge difference.
So what does this shift from reactive to proactive actually look like on the ground? Let's break down how this technology really is a complete game changer for the way governments can operate. This table really tells the whole story. Just look at maintenance. Instead of waiting for a failure, you get predictive interventions. Think about it. Sensors on a bridge could analyze vibration data to predict metal fatigue before it becomes a crisis. Or check out budgeting. We go from these unpredictable, crazy expensive emergency repair bills to optimized, data-driven planning. It is a fundamental shift in every single area.
And the results of making this change? Well, they're massive. First and foremost, public safety. Being able to constantly monitor critical infrastructure like bridges, tunnels, and public transit, that dramatically reduces the risk of some kind of catastrophic failure. It makes our communities safer, period. Next up, it's about fiscal responsibility. This isn't just some techie upgrade. Shifting to predictive maintenance and optimizing how we use energy means our tax dollars are going a lot further. It's about getting more value and more reliability from the public assets that we all own together. And of course, there's a huge win for the environment here. When you can monitor energy use and other environmental factors in real time, cities can make much smarter decisions that actually help meet national sustainability goals and cut down on emissions.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like a giant, futuristic, and probably really complicated overhaul, but it doesn't have to be. There's actually a very clear, structured way for a city or even a whole country to make this happen.
See, it's not about trying to do everything at once. You start smart. First, you figure out what your most critical infrastructure is. Then, you run a smaller pilot project to prove that it works and saves money. After that, you create the rules and standards for everyone to follow. And then, and only then, do you roll it out on a large scale. It's a methodical, intelligent way to build a smarter government. Because at the end of the day, this whole conversation is about something much bigger than just new gadgets and sensors. We are talking about a fundamental evolution in how we govern our public spaces.
And I really want to leave you with this idea, which comes right from the source material. Operational intelligence is not merely a technical upgrade. It is a governance capability. That's the key right there. This isn't just about efficiency. It's about building institutions that are smarter, more resilient, and frankly, more worthy of our trust.
So all of this brings the question back home, to our own communities. The technology to build safer, more efficient, and more accountable cities is here. It exists right now. And that leaves us with the real question. As you look around your town, your city, is it ready for the intelligence upgrade?